Hello, everyone. Welcome to our August webinar. This webinar is a little bit different. We're going to be adding on from last month, and we're going to be doing more of an exercise webinar. But let's introduce myself, introduce Rogue, and then we'll kind of get moving, get grooving. So I'm Julia. I am one of the physical therapists that works at Rogue. I've been here for a year and a half now. I've been working with people with Parkinson's for a year and a half. I went to USC for my graduate school and got my doctorate in physical therapy there. And I just went straight from school working at Rogue, and I absolutely love it. We get to exercise for a living. It's kind of fun. So just briefly some housekeeping before we get started. This is more of an exercise webinar where we're going to be doing all of the power moves. So the power moves, there's two different amplitude training that we talked about last month. The LSVT big, which you probably have heard of, and then also the power moves. We do the power moves here because it's a little bit more flexible and we go into different positions. So we have more power moves, but there's also LSVT big in different areas in your communities too. So if anything is too uncomfortable, feel free to just take a break, sit back, watch me do it. Because at the end of the day, I want this to be beneficial. I want you to feel good by the end of it, but we also don't want to overdo it. All right. The equipment that we will need today is a chair without arms, and then you will also need a yoga mat because we will be getting down on the floor today. All right. I don't think I have anything else for us besides we're going to get started. So I'm going to scoot back so you guys can see me. So we're going to be going through all the power moves just to kind of give you a brief overview. We have 5 different positions we do our power moves in. First seated, then standing. We're going to get on the floor, hands and knees, stomach, and back. So we're going to go through all of those. There are 4 different power moves we do each in position. A power up, a power rock, a power twist, and a power step. All of them have different meanings, and I'm hoping today as I explain them, they will kind of resonate with you a little bit more because I'm going to be referring to some functional things that we do in daily life and the reason why we do these specific exercises to translate into your life. All right, so we're going to start with our seated power moves. We're going to do our power ups first. What I like to do before I even start with anything with power moves is just sit up nice and tall and check in with your body. Kind of see how you're feeling right now. Are you feeling a little stiff? Are you feeling a little inflexible? Maybe you're feeling good. Whatever it is, I want you to kind of take note of this and see how you feel now versus at the end. All right. So we're going to go into our power ups first. To go into our power ups, your feet have to be as wide as you can. And your hips, you're going to have to scoot your hips all the way to the edge of the chair. Your hands are going to come onto your thighs. You're sitting up tall. Then you're going to drop your chest down, head between your knees, and you're going to power up. Our power ups here are working on our posture, working on kind of the anti-gravity or against gravity extension, nice and tall. This is our power up. Now we're going to go through it. You're going to come down again, drop your chest, and power up. Good. That's 2. We're going to go to 10. Let's go down and up. 3. Down and up. 4. Down and up. 5. Down and up. 6. Down and up. 7. Down and up. 8. Down and up. 9. Down and up. 10. Awesome. Now we're going into our power rocks. So our rocks are all about using our weight shifts or moving side to side, moving our body. So some people that have more freezing of gait, working on your power rocks is super, super important. So we're all going to do it together. Right arm comes down to your forearm. Your left arm is going to stretch up and over. You're going to also feel a nice side body stretch on that left side. Good. And then you're going to switch. The left forearm comes down to the left thigh. Right arm comes up and over, trying to reach over your head. Good. That's 2. Let's go to 10 again. Switch. 3. Switch. 4. Switch. 5. Switch. 6. Switch. 7. Switch. 8. Switch. 9. Switch. 10. Awesome. So that was our power rocks. We're going to do our power twists next. So for our twists, it requires a lot of hip mobility. The reason why we start in sitting is because it takes out any balance challenges, but it increases your challenge for any hip mobility stuff. So arms are going to come wide. Your feet are going to come wide. This is a deep position for our hips to get into, so we're going to go nice and slow. You're going to take your right arm. You're going to bring it across to clap your hands together, and I want you to pause right here. If you can you drop that right kneecap down towards the ground and you're sitting up nice and tall. Then you're going to come back to the middle, arms open wide, knees open wide. Then we're going to go to the other side. Left hand comes over, drop your left knee down towards the floor, and then open back up. This is our power twist, working kind of on that rigidity. All right, right hand back over, clap it together. That's 3. Open all the way. Switch. 4. Open. 5. Open. 6. Open. 7. Open. 8. Open. 9. Open. 10. Open. Awesome. Bring your feet together. So for our seated power step, our power step works on our transition. So sometimes when we're freezing or if we're shuffling, we're not picking up our feet big enough. And so our seated power step is really focusing on lifting your foot up. And not only that, it kind of helps translate to working on getting in and out of a car. So what it's going to look like is this. You're going to take your right knee. You're going to lift it up and out as far as you can. Step it down. Lift it back together. And then switch. Left leg out. Step it out. And then bring it together. Let's keep going. To the right. Big step. 3. Together. Left leg. 4. Together. 5. Together. 6. Together. 7. Together. 8. Together. 9. Together. And 10. Together. So you can kind of see how it translates to getting in and out of a car, right? You're going to step to the side, step to the other side. You're going to stand up and then come back in. So all of our exercises always has some sort of functional relation to it. So if you ever are not sure, feel free to ask one of us, and we can always tell you something that you do in your everyday life that does the exercise. All right, that was all of our seated power moves. We did our power up, our power rock, our power twist, and our power step. Now let's safely get up into standing and move the chair to the side. Feel free to have the chair nearby if you're someone that has a little bit more challenge with their balance. You can have that there or be by a wall. But now we're going to go into our standing power moves. This is my favorite position because we're always standing. Yeah, so working on all the different power moves here is going to translate right into our walking, our turning, moving around our space. So let's start with our power-ups first. I always tell everyone, bring your feet wide. We often start too narrow, so let's step our feet out wide. Keep them wide. For our power-ups, you're going to reach your arms forward. You're going to sit your butt back. You're going to come down into a squat. And then you're going to stand up and open up your arms. Good. Really think about pulling those arms back, puffing at your chest. Amazing. These power ups are for our posture again, and it's also recalibrating our whole nervous system, our sensory system of how big we should get to move normally. All right, that's 1. Let's come down and up. 2, down and up. 3, down and up. 4, down and up. 5, down and up. 6, down and up. 7, down and up. 8, down and up. 9, down and up. 10. All right, keep your feet where they are. We're going to go into our power rocks next. So if you remember from sitting, our power rocks are all about working on our weight shifts. Practicing our balance and weight shifting is going to be super important, especially for our people, my people that freeze, have a little bit of shuffling, freezing of gait. This is perfect for you. We really have to work on big weight shifts. So for our power rock, you're going to take your right arm. You're going to reach to the right, point your left toe down, reach your left arm down. If you want the advanced version, you're going to try to lift your left foot off the ground. Then you're going to come to the middle and do the other side. Reach towards the left as far as you can. Get the arm straight. Spread those fingers. That's 2. Switch. 3. Switch. 4. Switch. 5. Switch. 6. Switch. 7. Switch. 8. Switch. 9. Switch. 10. Awesome. That was our power rocks. As you can see, you're working on weight shifting side to side. You're lifting one foot. And if you think about when you walk, we always have to shift side to side to step, right? So we're just implementing that weight shifts into an exercise. All right. So for our power twist and standing here, this is working on our flexibility of our spine and our hips. Our arms are going to come out wide. Same thing in sitting. Your right hand is going to come over. Clap your hands together, but now you're going to pivot on your right foot. Then open up and then switch to the other direction. 2. Open. 3. Open. 4. Open. 5. Open. 6. Get all the way open. 7. Open. 8. Open. 9. Open. 10. Open. Awesome. Our last one in standing is our power steps. So our power steps are working on unweighting one leg and transitioning into a different place. This is working, translating just into walking. So feet stay where they are, about hip width distance apart. You're going to take your right leg. You're going to do a step out to the right, and your arms are going to come wide. Then, just like we did out when we stepped out, I want a big step back together. Good. Now let's do the left side. Left leg out, arms wide, and then step it back together. Good. Let's keep going. 3. Together. 4. Together. 5. Together. 6. Together. 7. Together. 8. Together. 9. Together. And 10. Together. Awesome. So we just did our seated power moves. We did our standing power moves. Now we're going to get onto the floor. Feel free to stay standing here for a second so you can watch me. If you're someone that hasn't gone onto the floor in a while, that's okay. If you are ready to give it another shot, watch me use my chair to help me get down. So I'm going to place my chair in the middle of the mat. I'm going to come stand on it. My hands are going to come down to the chair. I'm going to step one foot back nice and big. Bring that knee down. Other knee down. Then your hands down, and you can move the chair. Okay? So that's one way to get down, and you're just going to reverse that sequence to get back up. But we're going to all go to hands and knees. And if you're someone that hasn't been on the floor in a while and you're a little nervous, don't worry about it. You can always sit and watch. Totally fine. Another option to do your hands and knees is instead of bringing your hands all the way down, if you have a chair or a stool, you can put your hands on there and do all the power moves just propped up a little bit more. All right. So we're going to do all 4 power moves on hands and knees. To do our power ups here, this is a really good one to work on all of our back and glute muscles. So to get into our power up position, to get ready, everyone take your hands and walk them back to your knees. And then you're going to bend your elbows, drop your chest down towards the mat. You're kind of loading up like a spring. And then you're going to push off the mat, open up your arms, bring your hips forward, squeeze your glutes. Good. You should be nice and tall and open, just like our power-ups in every single other position. That's 1. Our hands are going to come back down, reload, push off, come up. That's 2. Let's go down and up. 3. Down and up. 4. Down and up. 5. Down and up. 6. Down and up. 7. Down and up. 8. Down and up. 9. Down and up. 10. Awesome. Come back to hands and knees. Now we're going to do our power rock here. So the way I get into position, you're going to sit back into a child's pose. So you're going to sit your butt back onto your heels, stretch your arms out towards the top of the mat, and try to sink your head between your shoulders here. Getting a nice stretch. Keep your hands as far forward as you can, and I want them as wide as your shoulders. For our power rock now, I want you to shift your weight forward onto your hands, drop your hips down towards the mat, elbows stay straight, looking forward, chest up. Good. Then you're going to sit your hips back as far as you can again, and then rock forward again. This is our power rock. That's 2. Hips come back and forward. 3. Back and forward. 4. Back and forward. 5. Back and forward. 6. Back and forward. 7. Back and forward. 8. Back and forward. 9. Back and forward. 10. Awesome. Back to hands and knees here. So walk your hands back. I love our floor. Takes out balance. So you're not going to be able to fall. You're here. All right. So now we're going to do our power twist. So our right hand will stay in the middle. Our left hand is going to thread under our right hand. You're going to bring your left shoulder all the way down to the mat. So you're going to feel a deep stretch in that back, maybe that shoulder blade. Good. Then you'll come back to the middle and switch arms. Now your right hand is going to thread all the way under your left arm. Bring your right shoulder down. Good. Come back to the middle. Let's keep going. Left arm threads under. Bring that shoulder down. That's 3. Switch. 4. Switch. 5. Switch. 6. Switch. 7. Switch. 8. Switch. 9. Switch. 10. Awesome. Now we're going to do the second half of our power twist because this is all working on our spine flexibility. Right hand stays in the middle of our mat, and our left hand is now going to stretch up, reach up towards the ceiling. So you're getting a little bit of a different type of twist here of our spine. The wider your knees are apart, the better it's going to feel, in my opinion. Then switch. Left hand down, right arm up, spread those fingers, reach up. Maybe even look at your hand too. Get that extra little twist. All right, let's keep going. Left hand back up. For 3, switch. 4, switch. 5, switch. 6, switch. 7, switch. 8, switch. 9, switch. 10. Awesome. Last power move on hands and knees here, we're doing great, is our power step. This directly translates to working on getting on and off the floor. So in order to do our power step, you're going to sit your hips back, load up like a spring again, and then drive your right foot forward towards your right hand and plant your right foot off of the mat. Then you're going to step it back, hips come back, now your left foot comes up. If you need a little help with your hand, you can always push it a little bit more with your hand. That's totally fine. Step it back. Let's keep going. Right foot up for 3. Together. 4. Together. 5. Together. 6. Together. 7. Together. 8. Together. 9, together, 10, together. Amazing job. Go ahead and take a break. So our next position we're going to get into is our stomach. So oftentimes I have many people tell me that it's a little harder to get on your stomach, which is totally fine, but I encourage you to try. One way to kind of help a little bit with, instead of laying completely flat, if you have a long pillow or if you roll up a big kind of beach towel and put it under your hips, that's going to help a lot with just tolerating your stomach more. But if you can get all the way down to the floor, it's a really good stretch, especially for people with Parkinson's, because all of our front body muscles, our flexor muscles, are often really, really tight. So that includes our hips in the front. So being able to lay on your stomach is such a great benefit, and just allowing gravity to just stretch those muscles out. All right, so we are on our stomach now. We have our 4 power moves here. We're going to do our power up first. I love this power up on our stomach because it works directly on our posture of our neck muscles and the back of our shoulders and our back muscles. So in order to do this, I want everyone to bring their arms. They're going to prop up. Elbows are going to be directly under your shoulders. Your hands are going to be flat on the mat. What you're going to do is you're going to drop your head and chest down. So you're kind of sinking down between your shoulders. And then to power up, you're going to push your elbows and hands into the mat and look up. So you're pushing, driving your elbows down, puffing out your chest, looking up. It's almost like a turtle kind of popping its head out of its shell. That's 1. Then you're going to drop down again and power up, look up. 2, down and up. 3, down and up. 4, down and up. 5, down and up. 6, down and up. 7, down and up. 8, down and up. 9, down and up. 10. Awesome. Now we're going to do our power rocks. That's working on our weight shifts. But the nice thing about being down on the floor is that we don't have to really worry about falling since we're already down here. And so you can really focus on getting nice, big, quality movements. And every single one of our power moves, we always try to get everyone as big as they can because we're trying to recalibrate that system in order to move more normally. All right, so for our power rocks, you're going to take your right hand and I want you to reach it across your body towards your left side. Good, almost like a big long line here. Then you're going to tuck that right arm back under so your elbow and shoulder are in line again. And then your left arm is going to reach across your body as far as you can. Good, everyone. That's 2. Let's switch again. Right arm across. 3. Switch. 4. Switch. 5. Switch. 6. Switch. 7. Switch. 8. Switch. 9. Switch. 10. Beautiful. We are going on to our power twist next. Feel free to stay in this position if you've never done the power twist before on our stomach. I will show you it first. What you're going to do is you're going to roll onto your side. So it's a little bit of a different position. Your top leg is going to come in front. Your bottom leg is going to go straight pointing down. And then your arms are going to come directly out in front at shoulder height. And your head is going to try to relax down. So let's all meet me in this position here. So let's get on our left side first. So that means your right leg, that top leg, is going to come in front bent. Your bottom leg, which is your left leg, will be straight. And your arms are going to be directly out in front of you. So we're in the position to do our power twist. I really encourage us to keep that top knee glued to the ground the whole time in order for our spine to get the most stretch. So arms out in front, you're going to reach that top arm, that right arm, up and over so that your arms are opening up into a letter T position or opening up away from each other. And if your right arm doesn't touch the floor, that's okay. The whole point is of our power moves to just deepen our stretches, get bigger, and recalibrate our system. So if you feel like, where your hand's not touching the ground and you still feel a stretch, then hang out there. Good. Then your right hand's going to come back together. And then reach that arm up and over again. Stretch it out for 2. Right hand comes together and open. 3. Together and open. 4. Together and open. 5. Together and open. 6. Together and open. 7. Together and open. 8. Together and open. 9. Together and open. 10. Amazing. So we got one side done. We got to even it out. So let's roll over to our right side now. And we're going to do the same. So I'm going to be facing a different way so you can see my body. All right. So now we're on our right side. That top leg, so that left leg will come in front. Bring that knee down. Your knee, your shin, and your foot should all be down. Your bottom leg, that right leg is straight. Your arms are out in front at shoulder height. And then reach that left arm up and over. So you're opening up into a letter T position. So your arms are away from each other. Relax your head. You might notice one side is tighter than the other. That's normal. And that just means we need to do power moves. All right, hands come back together. Reach that left arm open again for 2. Together and open. 3. Together and open. 4. Together and open. 5. Together and open. 6. Together and open. 7. together and open. 8, together and open. 9, together and open. 10. Beautiful job. Let's return back to our stomach. So our stomach power moves, that was our twist. I know it wasn't directly on our stomach, but that is our power twist for our stomach. It's a really good spine stretch. Our last one here is working on our power step. So even though it's not our feet, we like to encourage taking really big steps with our hands, because this will translate up into standing with our feet. So elbows are directly under our shoulders. To do our power step, you're going to take your right hand, you're going to lift it up and off of the mat, and you're going to lean into it so that you can kind of use that momentum to push off and bring it back to the middle. Now the left arm comes off. You're going to lean into it, push off, bring it back together. Always remember, return where your elbows and your shoulders are right in line so you can stay propped up. All right, let's keep going. Let's go to the right for 3. Together. 4. Together. 5. Together. 6. Together. 7. Together. 8. Together. 9. Together. And 10. Awesome. Our last position we're going to be doing is our backs. So let's make our way to our backs. So the one nice thing at Rogue, as we're moving on to our backs here, every single class, we always get down on the floor. We think it's very important to practice that, not only working on our transitions from the floor to standing and vice versa, but also it allows you to stretch a little bit deeper, move a little bit more without like the risk of feeling off balance. And this also is a great way to challenge you for strength, and it challenges your flexibility. It challenges a bunch of different things. So now we're on our back. You're going to go ahead and straighten your legs out. Your feet are going to be as wide as the mat. And something that you'll notice is that all of us, even the instructors here, we all have slightly different variations of our power moves. So if you end up wanting to join Rogue and try that month for free, which I'll give you the code at the end, you're going to notice some of the other instructors have different pointers that you might like more than mine, or you might like my pointers more, and you kind of figure out what works for you. So we're going to do our power ups here. The way I coach my power ups is you're going to take your arms and you're going to glue them to your sides. So directly glue them to your sides. Then you're going to bend your elbows to 90 degrees so your fingers are actually pointing towards the ceiling. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go ahead and look up at me. So your elbows are bent and your fingers are pointed towards the ceiling. I feel like you have a better purchase on working on your power-ups here. Other people do them with their arms down by their sides. What you're going to do is you're going to drive your elbows and head into the mat to puff out your chest. This is your power-up. So you're actively activating all those shoulder and back muscles, puffing out your chest, and then relax down. Puff it out again for 2, and then down. Power up, 3, down, 4, down, 5, down, 6, down, 7, down, 8, down, 9, down, 10, down. I love that one. It really resets your posture. All right, we're going into our power rock next. Your legs are going to be straight. I recommend being your feet wide as the mat. This will help you use your momentum. Hands are going to come by your sides now. This power rock position, I usually like to relate it to your bed mobility. So when you're rolling around in the morning and you're trying to turn off your alarm clock, this is exactly what we're working on. So you're going to take your right hand, you're going to reach it up and across your body rolling directly onto your left side. So you're reaching up and diagonal as far as you can, almost like you're trying to reach your alarm clock in the morning. Then you're going to roll back to your back, and we're going to go the other way. Your left arm is going to reach up and across your body in diagonal, rolling onto your right side. And that's going to be number 2. Let's switch again. Right arm up and diagonal across. For 3, switch. Let's reach big. 4, switch. 5, switch. 6, switch. 7, switch. 8, switch. 9, switch. 10. Awesome. Come back to your backs. If you're someone like me, I oftentimes scoot up on my mat, so feel free to scoot back down if you find your head is off. We're going to go into our power twists next. Your feet are going to stay long and wide. Now your arms are going to come out into a letter T position. We're going back to our flexibility of our spine and our hips. You're going to take your right hand. You're going to bring it over so you're rolling onto your left side. You're going to clap your right hand to your left. Then you're going to open up your hands. Both hands are open wide. You're returning to your back. And then you're going to go to the other side. Your left hand is going to come across, clapping to your right hand, rolling onto your right side. For 2, open up. Both hands touch the ground. Then switch. 3, open. 4, open. 5, open. 6, open. 7, open. 8, open. 9, open. And 10, open. Our last power move on our back, you're going to bend your knees and plant your feet on the mat. I like to keep my arms out at a T because it gives me a little bit more support. So for our power steps, we are working on our transitions, our stepping, and really exaggerating, lifting our foot up and stepping it out. So knees are bent, feet are flat. You're going to take your right leg, you're going to lift it up and step it out. Off of the mat, your foot should be flat, and then you're going to step it back together. I want you to pretend like you're almost stepping over a large cone. Now you're going to take your left foot, step it over the cone, off the mat, and then step it back together. And we're going to keep going. Right foot off to the right for 3. Together, switch. 4, together. 5, together. 6, together. 7, together. 8, together. 9, together. And 10, together. Good. All right, we did all of our power moves, but we're all going to get up into standing together. So let's roll to our stomachs. And if you're someone that needs a little bit more assistance getting up from the mat, go ahead and grab that chair that was nearby from last time. And everyone can meet me here on hands and knees. In order to get back up, your hands are going to come to the base of the chair. You're going to step one foot up, then the other foot up, and you're going to power up into standing. Amazing. So you can always use that technique to get on and off the floor to help you with our power moves class. So those were all of our power moves. As you can see, my hair gets crazy after that, rolling all over. But our power moves are just such a great way to stretch your body out. But it also works on strengthening all of the muscles that we should be strengthening for Parkinson's. So a lot of the back muscles, the extensor muscles, and it stretches out the front. Working on not only just doing standing, which is what we do in everyday life, but working on seated to challenge our mobility a little bit more. And then on the floor to work on different floor mobilities. So Here we at Rogue, we have in-person classes and online classes. I have a discount at the end of this webinar that I will share with you guys, so that you guys can get a free month if you would like to try it out. And we have live classes every day. So what we just did, it's actually going to be for a full hour, and we do a few other things. So sometimes we do a little bit more strengthening, sometimes we do a little bit more flexibility or stretching. Other times we work on our transitions like sit to stands. So all of our classes are run by physical therapists, and we have live classes, and we also have now tons of videos that have been recorded because we record every single class. So you can tune in at any time of the day to do a class with one of us as well. Alrighty. I'm going to take any questions. I'm also going to pull up the code right now. So let me pull up the code before I forget. It's going to be a free month. I know that's going to be the code, but I wanted to share my screen so you guys can see it. All right, here we go. All right, so this is the code. You're going to use free month by purchasing the monthly membership. So your first month will be free, and you can always cancel it before that month ends if you don't want to continue. So it's free month. I will put it in the chat as well. And this code will only last for a week. So I want to make sure we get that code in. Okay. All right. So that will conclude the end of our webinar. This was more of an exercise webinar. And if you were kind of thinking, you're like, oh, I want more educational of why each power move is important, you tune in to last month's, and I can always send it to you all if you provide me with an email. It's also on YouTube as well, at our Rogue PT and Wellness user. So that concludes our webinar. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you all had fun. I always have fun. I always tell people I love my job. I get to work out for a living and hang out with y'all. That's sounds pretty great to me. Hopefully I will see you guys soon, maybe on live classes, because we always are able to chit chat before and after classes, which is always my favorite, to get to know everyone across the world. And yeah, I hope everyone has a great rest of your day. I'm here for questions, so feel free to unmute now and ask any questions you have. Yeah, let me get you the exact website. So you're not, I'm going to copy it and paste it in the chat. So it's going to be rogueinmotion.com. So ROGUE in motion.com. You'll be able to sign up. The code only works if you use the monthly. So just FYI. Because I tried to use it for the year, and it's only for the month.
So we have to sign up for many months to get the free month. If we choose to.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, so when you sign up for the free month, you're going to get that first month free. So if you end up not wanting to continue it, it's going to charge you monthly. So you can always end it before the end of the month, and we won't charge you for that following month.
And how much is a month?
The month's $75, and then if you wanted to do the year, it's $750. Mm-hmm. As many classes as your heart desires. We have a lot of different classes, so it's not just power moves. We have boxing, we have high intensity, we do cardio, we do 30-minute cardio sessions, 35 minutes, and 45. We also do some brain training. I take more of the priority in the brain training where I teach brain training classes. We have speech classes that are the most popular in all of our classes. So we have a speech therapist that comes on twice a week live. And we also have a huge video library of all the old speech classes that you can do whenever you would like.
And what is a brain training class like?
Yeah, so brain training class is, it's a little hard to explain because we always do something different, but we're basically trying to do different brain games and do it in a form of an exercise. So sometimes we are working on memory, and I'm having you memorize certain things and do exercises with it. Other times I'm having you work on your reaction speed or your processing speed. And so I basically take, if you've heard of Brain HQ before, or like Luminosity and stuff like that, those brain websites, I kind of pull from that for my inspiration, and I create a presentation where we do more of a exercise-based brain training where we work on different things. So one day we might be working on processing speed. The next day we might be working on memory. Another day we're working on attention. Another day we're working on hearing and like auditory attention. There's a bunch of different things that we do in brain training.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Any other questions? Feel free to unmute. Yeah.
I have a half a dozen questions.
Please.
Well, I am a member of Road, and I took this class because I have had some issues, health issues. I fell, I broke my fractured my shoulder blade. I was immobile for 12 weeks in a sling with an arm, 24 hours a day. So my Logan motion classes were down because I only had one arm to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So I graduated out of the sling, and I'm trying to get back to doing Logan motion. I've had some issues. They think because of the fall, I fell backwards and hit my head on concrete. That I'm having double vision. I'm having to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
Now they think they've got it corrected to the place where I can live with it from the prism and my glasses. Not a taboo one, but one that's just stuck in there.
Yeah.
It looks like I'm going to have cataract surgery, and we're probably going to do that before we do anything about eyeglasses.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to do my best to
Yeah.
get into doing things, but the doctor appointments seem to be taking up a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is this, one of my questions, do I need to have like a one-on-one session with you for you to see how I'm doing these exercises and if I'm doing them in the correct manner?
Mm-hmm.
What I need to do to get back on track?
Yeah.
Is that something I need to do?
So that's an option. We definitely do one-on-one individual sessions. I have a few people that I work with one-on-one via Zoom. And, I always joke around with them and say that I wish you were in person so I can kind of like move you in different directions. But the next best thing, if you're really looking to make sure you're doing all of the moves kind of like correctly and like seeing what areas we want to like improve on, especially after a fall, working with a physical therapist one-on-one is highly encouraged. So we do offer that as well. And I think for you, Karen, I think since I know you pretty well, is working with one of us, and whether if it's not one of us, finding someone in your community that's power certified trained, that's also a physical or an occupational therapist to really walk you through all that.
There's not gonna be anybody in this area, cause I'm in the country.
Yeah. So doing a one-on-one session via Zoom would be perfect. And I think sometimes we call them tune-ups. Sometimes you just need one or two sessions to really go through the power moves nice and slow with a professional, and that will set you up for success for all the future classes that you do, especially when you've had a small setback.
How do I go about getting a class set up
Yeah.
with you?
Yeah, so you would just email. So you can email me or you can email Claire. I recommend just doing both of us. I will put our emails in the chat. It's Claire at roguept.com. That's hers. That's my owner, the boss. And then my name is Julia at roguept.com. And I think we have now like 4 or 5 physical therapists here that are all willing to do online training as well, individual training. Yeah.
So I just I send an email.
Yeah.
Then you'll get a date set up for me.
Exactly. You just email both of us and say, hey, we would like to do a one-on-one session to kind of get me back on track, and we will be in touch with setting up a date and time.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Any other questions for anyone else? We still have 7 minutes, so I'll be on here for 7 minutes. I got a few smiles from people.
Well, we could do some exercises that Stephanie had us do yesterday in speech class.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I can talk a little bit more about our Rogue membership. We have our in-person and online. So if you're near Orange County, consider going in person since all of our classes have to be live. But for our online, the reason why I think it's very unique compared to a lot of different websites is that we have live classes every day. We have between 2 to 4 classes live. And we record every single one, which then allows us to create this huge library of all these classes. And so I've had people tell me that when they can't make it online live, they will do a recording. But I've also had people tell me that they enjoy going live because then they get to like interact with not only us as the instructors, but also other members and like getting to know each other a little bit more. I've had quite a few members realize that they're only like 20 miles away from each other, and then they meet up and hang out and do exercise together. So, yeah. Did anyone else have a question? I saw a few on mute. Yes.
You recommend that people do the speech classes, since it sounds like they could do 1 or 2 a day with your wonderful library?
Yeah. I think the recommendation of what I remember is doing between 2 to 3 classes per week and then doing daily exercises.
I'm sorry, doing 2 or 3 classes per week?
Yep. And then trying to do the daily exercises that your speech therapist provides you. I know Stephanie will give you some exercises, some swallowing exercises, voice exercises that that you can do every day. Yeah, of course. Yes, Deb.
The free month, is that just for the power moves, or is that for speech and other things?
Great question. That's for everything. You get it all. And that's what I'm saying is that the good news is what I tell people is like you have that free month to decide if you want to, because we're not going to charge you until the end of that following month or whatever the 30-day calendar is after you sign up. So you can always set a reminder on your phone to remind you a few days before that month is up, if like just to like check in and see if you like it. Because what you can do is I think you can switch to the yearly one, which would save you like some money instead of doing the monthly. So that's also an option as well. Of course. Yeah, you get access to everything. I'm here on Thursdays. I teach live classes on Thursdays. So I always tell people to come on Thursdays. I teach power moves, and then I'll teach a boxing class. And then I also do some brain training once a month now. And then we offer a PD school, which is basically Dr. Lori Mishley, which is a naturopath up in Washington. She has an online huge lecture series that talks about different topics of Parkinson's and research. And basically once a week, we watch little clips of it, and I'm on there with you, and we're just watching it together, just learning more about Parkinson's and the research and stuff like that. Any other questions or anything I can answer?
I have one more question.
Yeah.
Do they still do the vacation thing?
Yes.
People come for a week's vacation. It's a working vacation.
Exercise vacation. Yeah. We call it an exercise vacation. We call it an intensive exercise. So yeah, we do offer that, and that's something that Claire, the owner, coordinates. But basically what it is if you're from out of town, you will email Claire and say that you want to come for a week, and you basically get to work out here and do an intensive exercise program. And it's been we've seen huge improvements from the people that have come for a week. We've had people coming in freezing so bad that they can barely take a step, and we see them walking out of here by the end of the week. So there's huge improvements and evidence that have shown that intensive exercise and big bouts of it helps with symptoms and symptom reduction. We are located in Orange County, so in Fountain Valley, California. Yeah.
What's the cost for this?
It's all, I am someone that doesn't know much about the cost because that Claire deals with it most, but she takes in consideration classes and one-on-one sessions working with Claire specifically. So she is someone that will give you a better pricing because it's all based on your level of ability and how many classes you want to do and stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah, of course. Trying to think if there's anything else.
The email should go to Claire about that.
Yeah, the email should go to Claire. We just had someone from Texas come for 3 days and did a intensive for 3 days, and we made her do all of the different classes we have here. So we had boxing, we had her do cardio, we had her do circuit, we had her do everything, and she loved it, and we loved having her because it's nice to see you all on the screen, but it's even nicer to see you all in person. Any other questions or anything?
I have a question.
Yes.
The question is, the link to the website for the 3-month free and the first month free,
Mm-hmm.
where can I find that link?
Yeah, so to the website, I posted it in the chat, but I can repost it in the chat. And then I can also tell you it. You're just going to type in on the internet rogueinmotion.com, and it'll prompt you to sign in. But if you don't have a sign in, that's where you'll sign up. And then you'll type in free month, and you have to click the monthly. So don't click the yearly. You got to click the monthly in order to use the code.
Okay. And what's the code?
The code is free month in all caps. I know, we're super creative here. Any other questions or anything like that? We'll wrap up. No?
Where did you T-shirt?
Where's my t-shirt's right here?
I know, but where did you get it?
We just ordered t-shirts. So we are starting to sell t-shirts too. So that's another thing you can email Claire about if you can nag her about getting some t-shirts. She's the coordinator of all that. Yeah, we all get different t-shirts. I wanted bright colors so you could see me on the screen. But people tell me I'm loud enough here, so they don't need me to see bright colors. Yeah. Anything else? All right, y'all. Of course, I'm so happy you all got to come. It's been a pleasure. Hopefully, I will see you online live. Feel free to email me any other questions or anything else. I'm always here as a resource, whether you're a member of Rogue or not. I'm a physical therapist, and so I always want the very best for all of you. My email is julia@roguept.com, so feel free to email me with absolutely anything. I'm happy to help. All right? Okay, everyone. I'll see you later. See ya.